Oh hey, Giga level chips from linked net battling. That's a thing that happens sometimes. If you earn one of these, your opponent doesn't lose any chip data, they just don't gain anything either. So yeah, we've got Delta Ray Edge here on blue version. Now the weird thing is, during a bit of test recording earlier, I actually got one of these with busting rank 7, so it doesn't have to be S rank apparently. I'm not actually sure what the requirements are, and the facts don't seem to agree either. Now the one thing I was told by a viewer is you actually do have to have 3 completion stars, which does indeed seem to have panned out. So let's see just what this thing can do. So while it looks pretty cool, Delta Ray is pretty tricky to use effectively. Getting its full potential is a bit of a thing. First off, your opponent has to be positioned right. They have to be completely surrounded by panels so that Proto Man can land all around them. If, for instance, Gutsman were on the top row, bottom row, or back column, then part of the attack would be missing. Even then, it's a matter of tricky button timing. Each time Proto Man appears around the enemy, you have to time the button to hit it just as he's slashing. Do it all 3 times, and you get the full effect of the attack, and 660 damage, which is nothing to sneeze at. Let's just finish you off here. So yeah, it's a tricky attack to actually use properly, but do it right and it looks pretty cool anyway. Yay, Bug Frags, I don't need you anymore. Meanwhile, doing this over on white version gives you balance in all things. So let's find out just what this thing does. So unlike Delta Ray, balance is about as straightforward as you can get, really. It's a bit of a sacrificial chip. At the cost of half of your own life, you take half the life of your opponent. So if you have a super hefty opponent like Metal Man here, it can be a good way to whittle him down quickly. Now, you do have to be careful because it does leave you more vulnerable, but it has its uses. For instance, it's a quick way to power up Muramasa. Also notable, the damage taken from using balance doesn't count against your busting rank. So, with that out of the way, hello, Roam Mithril here once again, getting back into Megaman Battle Network 3. So before we really get going here, one quick announcement I'd like to make. I actually have my own Tumblr account now. The address is askroammithril.tumblr.com. This is basically going to replace what I was using my main channel page comment area for, since YouTube seems to have arbitrarily decided we don't need that feature. So go there if you want to ask a question, and we'll see how this works out. It's going to be a bit of a learning process on my end to fully figure it out, but I think it should do well for my purposes. So with that, time to deal with the Serenade time trials. So the first thing we need to go do is select a preset folder, because that's the main rule to this, is that you have to use a preset folder, no using your own chips. Now the good news is you don't have to use just one preset folder for every single encounter. In fact, I'm going to be using a different folder just for the first encounter because the timing on this one is tight. You have to defeat Flashman in less than 10 seconds. The folder I use for most of these encounters relies a lot on program advances, so I'm not really going to have time to do that. Instead, I'm going to go with N1 folder A, because it has Varsword. Yes, I've been using it a lot, but it really seems the best option I have for dealing with Flashman. Just hoping it shows up in the first chip selection. To that end, I've changed my Navi customizer so that I've got all the Custom Plus programs installed, as well as maxing my charge speed and having fast gauge. Or, well, not maxing charge speed, I don't think, but I've got it at charge 4, so that's good enough. And mainly that's just because I had the extra slots for those particular programs. Anyway, we'll see how this goes. To get to the time trials, it's back to the secret area once again. Coming through, don't mind me. Okay. In we go. So now that we've gotten back into the secret area, we find it's a bit more populated than normal, with these kinds of navis. Secret Area 1 is the most populated with them, featuring all the World 3 navis, and Flashman is right here. The Serenade record is 10 seconds, and we have to beat that using our extra folder. So let's hope for that Var Sword. And there it is. Okay, that was simple enough. Practically painless. Time to deletion, 2 seconds and 31 hundredths. Well done, you set a new record for Flashman. Try to set a record for every enemy. If you can, perhaps Serenade will reward you. Well, she better, because this is quite a thing. So with that, I'm gonna go get the extra folder that I plan to use for the rest of them. Now, looking around at the extra folders in the game, there are some clear losers. Looking at a fact for this particular challenge, it seems that there are 2 folders that rise head and shoulders above the rest. One is N1 Folder C. This one relies on you stealing as much of the enemy's area as you can, then using X panel chips to get rid of as many panels as you can, and then going crazy with snake chips. Useful, but a bit tricky and time-consuming. Personally, I prefer Apprentice Folder. You can get this one late in the game by talking to this official up here in AC/DC. This one gives you a couple of prisms, a heat spread advance, a bubble spread advance. You really want to combine those, that works quite nicely. It's got rock cubes and guts punches, so that helps out. And it also contains the first 3 Metal Man chips. So this one has a lot of power behind it, and seems to suit my needs pretty well. It's actually what I used to take on all of the time trials when I was practicing them on the white version. So let's go get set up for battle. Just get back into the secret area here. Just a quick thing, I'll go ahead and show my Navi cust before I break here. So yeah, there we go. Fast Gauge, Custom 2, Custom 1, both colors, Undershot, and 3 Charge Plus 1 programs. So now that we've done our main setup and at least taken out Flashman, time for a refreshing pause. Okay, so time to continue on with the World 3 navis. We've already dealt with Flashman, and next up we have Beastman. And we have to beat him in less than 30 seconds. This shouldn't be too bad, depending on what they give me. Okay. Let's start with a couple of Metal Man chips and then open up the folder a bit. The main problem with Beastman is just his speed. It makes, for instance, punching cubes into him pretty tricky, if not impossible. Okay, I have an advance, but really, I'd like to get a prism in there if I could. Now, unlike going for the version 4 Navi chips, it doesn't matter if you get hit during these fights. Okay, I've got my prism. Essentially what the prism does is double the effectiveness of an attack if you manage to strike with it. So, by hitting the prism with this program advance, I double its effectiveness to 600. More than enough to finish off Beastman if he'll cooperate. And there we go. 14 seconds. Not bad. Next up, oh man, it's Bubble Man. Fortunately, you have a fairly lenient 40 seconds to deal with him. Again, just hope what you need comes up fast enough. Let's see here. Gonna start with some random meteors. Bubbleman does tend to stay still a good bit, so this is actually somewhat effective against him. I've only got parts of program advances here, not a full thing. Time to open the folder a bit more. Let's hope this mine lands in the back column. Unfortunately, it didn't. But now, if I can just get the last part of a program advance, using that prism, I'll have enough to finish him off. Gonna have to gamble here. Okay, good, there we go. Perfect. So long as the prism gets hit with any part of the attack, it will double its effect. 21 seconds. Good enough. And next up we have Desert Man. He gives us 45 seconds. So as long as the folder cooperates, this shouldn't be too bad. Okay. I wonder if this would actually work. Nope, it's just gonna take out that, one hand there. Let's see here. Still no program advances. Go ahead and set a random meteor for the moment. I think he landed on the mine. Okay, I do have a program advance now. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Okay, let's see here. Okay, that was a nice clearing shot. But it didn't do the full damage to him, unfortunately. But Metal Man should be able to take care of the rest of this. Or at least most of it. Just playing a fun game of Whack-A-Desert Man. Oh no, 160. This will finish him. Thank you, Metal Man. You are the savior of everything. 24 seconds. Not bad. So with 3 more down, I think we're going to call another refreshing pause here and then take care of the rest of the World 3 group.